Jay, and in this lecture series we are discussing polity. Okay, today's topic is Attorney General of India. The first point of Attorney General of India is Article 76 talks about the Attorney General of India. Then the Attorney General of India is appointed by the President. Okay, as we discussed in yesterday's lecture, the power of the President. In that power, President appoints various constitutional constitutional bodies, head of the constitutional bodies. Okay, so one of them is appointed by the Attorney General of India. Okay, then qualified to be as if you want to become a Attorney General of India, you must be qualified to become a Supreme Court judge. Okay, unless and until you qualify this qualification, you will not be appointed as a Attorney General of India. Okay, then the term of the Attorney General of India is not fixed. He can be removed at any given instance. So he is appointed by the President of India, as well as he can be removed by President of India. He works as per the till the pleasure of the President. Okay, so this is the point that you need to remember. Then the next point is conventionally he resigns whenever the government resigns. Okay, so next, what is the job profile of the Attorney General of India? He advises government of India on legal matter. Okay, so next he performs various duties assigned by the President to him. Okay, so he appears on behalf of the government of India in the High Court as well as in Supreme Court. Okay, then to represent government of India in matters referred by the President of India to the SC under Article 143. Okay, so we discussed earlier that under Article 143, that is Article I love you. Okay, so that gives power to the President of India to give take advice from the Supreme Court on any matter that he wish. Okay, then in those types of matters, Attorney General of India will represent the government of India. Okay, then next is to represent government of India in High Court. As I told you earlier, he will represent the government of India in any court in India. Okay, next point is right and limitations. See, he has right to take part in the proceedings of the both of the house of the parliament. Yeah, he can participate in a working of the Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. He can or if there is a joint sitting is happening of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, in that also he can participate. He can talk about issues, okay, in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. He can be a member of the committee of parliament. If parliament creates one committee, he can be appointed a member of that committee. Okay, but remember one more thing, the most important thing is that he don't have right to vote. Okay, he has a right to participate, he has to right to take part in a debate, but he can't be voting. Okay, and also one more thing is he is a union executive. Okay, next point I forgot to mention here is that he has right to appear in any court of India. Okay, so he can take participate in the procedure of the any court that comes under the union territory of India. Okay, so he has a permanent seat there. Okay, so he can directly visit any High Court or Supreme Court or any court, subordinate court of India, and he can take part in their proceedings. Okay, next point is he is not a government servant. Remember that he is union executive, but he is not a government servant. He can continue his private legal practice in civil procedures. He can practice his civil cases, but in criminal proceedings he has to take permission from the government of India. If he want to represent to a person in a criminal proceeding, he has to take permission from the government of India. Next, he cannot advise against the government of India. Okay, then he can become a director of the company. Okay, with permission, but he has to take a permission from the government of India. Okay, so just remember that this point. You might think that he must not hold office of profit. Okay, these types of things that we allocate, that every other constitutional body has these types of provisions, but in case of Attorney General of India, he can practice his personal practice. He can continue, he can take any civil case. Okay, he can represent a person in a civil manner in civil cases, but in the cases of criminal proceedings he has to take permission from the government of India. Okay. Next, thus we have concluded, I think. Yeah, and one more thing point is, he is assisted by the Solicitor General and Additional Solicitor General. Okay, so obviously there is a tremendous workload on Attorney General of India, so he must get a help. Okay, so these two persons, a Solicitor General and Additional Solicitor General, will help in doing his work. Okay, but remember that Article 76 does not talk about Solicitor General and Additional Solicitor General. Article 76 talks about only about Advocate General of India. Okay, Attorney General of India, sorry. Next point is Advocate General of State. Okay, so just like we have Attorney General of India, which represent the state in various cases, for various states they have their own representative. His name is Advocate General of State. Okay, so Article 165 talks about the Advocate General of State. See the job profile of the Advocate General of India and Attorney General of India is same. Okay, just 2-3 minor differences are there. Like one thing is that Advocate General of India is Advocate General of State is appointed by the governor. In case of Attorney General, it was a president, but in case of Advocate General, it is a governor. Okay. The next is he must be qualified to be appointed as a High Court judge. In the case of Attorney General, he must be qualified as a Supreme Court judge, but in the case of Advocate General, he must be qualified as a High Court judge. Okay. Next point is can be removed by the governor at any time. Okay, as per the till he pledges the governor, he resides in a office. Okay, if governor thinks that he need to remove him, he can remove him at his will. Okay. Next point is resigns when government resigns. Again, the same point of Attorney General and Advocate General, that they resign their post when their government through which allocated them on that particular post resigns. Okay, or dissolves. Okay, so these things you don't forget. Again, one more thing, that Advocate General also has right to take participate in the legislative assemblies and the councils. Okay, but he can take participate in the proceedings in the joint sitting of the state legislature, as well as he can be a member of any state legislature committee. But again, one more point that is similar to the Attorney General of India is that he cannot take part in he cannot vote in the proceedings of the state legislature assemblies. Okay, so thus we have concluded Advocate General and Attorney General of India. And one more thing I would like to tell you is that though it is not a good quality video, the sound quality is poor, I know. You must have heard so many noises. Okay, that is the point, but I will try to make the quality videos. Okay, the quality is in content, not in the aesthetic value of these videos. Okay, so thanks guys for watching this video, and we will meet in a next video. Peace.